students would like to use their cell phones in class for assignments or for using credible websites. Like if they don't know a word and they need to Google it, they can use it and get that access to them right away and help them do the work that they need to get done. So we can prevent cheating. So when a test is being administered, teachers will take away cell phones until test is over. Monitor whether or not students have or don't have cell phones in their hands to make sure that cell phones are not being used during the test. Providing devices. Not every student has a cell phone or tablet or iPad. So we're thinking that if a classroom or a certain classroom has a class set of 4 or 5 tablets, students will be able to share and use those during assignments and during classroom work sessions, so they can be included into the assignment and get their work done as efficient as everybody else in the class. Textbooks versus devices. We found that most students found textbooks very confusing. If they go through a textbook trying to look for one word, it takes them a half an hour when they could have easily just Google it. They found that, yes, that textbook has information, but not as much information as they would like. If they go to a credible source on the internet, they can find as much more information on the internet. So that's our students' point of view.
Good job, Alex.
So for parents, they may not understand why the student needs a phone in school, so they think that they're going to just use it for personal things like texting or playing games and things like that. So, and when they're really using it for assignments, which they can easily get through with the phone.
So not every kid will have a cell phone, like she was saying. So maybe 5 or 4 tablets in the class that actually uses them. Not all classes don't need them. And those, if that's not credible, maybe hooking up with a buddy that has a phone. That works too.
Now, you know that parents will be worrying about the prices they'll have to pay for the phones. So we were thinking that the phones could only be used for class assignments that are needed for phones. So, in other words, if the assignment can be done without a phone, they should do it that way first, so that parents don't have to pay for that much of the prices. And if the phones are being used inappropriately, they could be taken away, but they'll be given a warning first. And if they are still not putting it away after that, then they'll take it away and they might not get back the privileges back, and they might get out ways of getting that information.
Nice job, parent group.
We talked to several teachers about this, the BYOD, and they all agreed that it would be a good idea to actually use the devices in class for educational purposes.
So some key points. An overview. Teachers overall agreed, like he said, that we should have, we can use phones, we can use tablets and other things like that, as long as it doesn't interfere or distract from the teacher's point of view and other students' point of view. So, like other groups have said, tablets and phones are very useful if used correctly and appropriately. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, my group did parents. One thing was trying to get a hold of your kids. They should keep their phone with them at all times so the parents can get a hold of them. But the parents should only be able to contact the kids during certain times like lunch, breaks, and stuff like that. Okay, ensure kids are using their phones and prepare it only like if you're in history or something and you need a textbook, some apps are history textbooks and stuff like that. But if you're goofing off, like not following the obedient rule of doing something educational, why it's during the lesson, the teacher has the right to take the phone away, and then you contact the parent and say what happened. Emergencies, the parents can call the office, and then the office comes and tells the kids to come down and talk to the parents about what's happening in life, what's happening on right now, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so we had administration, and so we did 3 questions on how to solve them. So we got how can we integrate technology into our own classes? Go back.
Just kidding.
So what we can do is we can give teachers specific lessons on how to use technology in class, how they can use it effectively. Then have class websites so that if a student can miss a day, they could access their assignments or the lessons that was posted for that day, and post specific activities relating to the lesson for that day. And then the second was how can we stop students from cheating? So we could do phones and iPads should be put away during quizzes and tests or anything like that. Students should not be using phones while the teacher is instructing. And another possibility is that we could use phone baskets. Every kid puts their phone in a basket so they're not tempted to use it. And then what can we do with students that do not have a phone or a device? They can rent one from the media center is an idea. And then they can share with a fellow student, and they can be given alternate assignments that are equal.
Nice job.
You got this.
Alright, we had administrators, and how can we integrate technology into all classes, not just certain teachers? And the answer would be like letting the students bring their phones and iPods to class, and maybe giving them like a little bit of free time to start class so they're not tempted. They're in the middle of class to pull it out and use it, and provide maybe what other groups have said, provide a couple tablets and phones for the kids who don't have them. What's the best way for teachers to monitor whether phones are being used responsibly in class or not? I guess you just kind of have to trust the kids and like watch them and be like have your eyes look on the lookout for what they're doing and make sure they're on task. What do teachers do if students abuse the phone policy or use their devices inappropriately and cheating? There will be like a discipline policy, like if you're not using your phone right, they'll probably have to take it away. And for cheating, I guess, well, every teacher has their own cheating policy, so they could just use that, and they'll probably have to be looking for that too, but yeah.
Okay, so we have law enforcement. We talked to Officer Floyd in our school cup, and he gave us a bunch of advice for our slides. And yeah.
So there is IT technicians which will be seeing what the school is doing and what they're looking up and make sure there's no bullying involved. And yeah, so just be making sure there's nothing like that going on. And they only want it for school purpose only, so if they're texting or playing games, the teachers have a right to confiscate it and take it for, yeah. Alright, and then theft, they want to prevent phone theft, so they ask you to put phone in a safe place where nobody could steal it. And so you are responsible for your own device, so that's